Hello everybody. I think you might have seen this joke in the developer community where a developer sends a link to their exciting, amazing new website to their friend, and the link is just localhost, which means the friend is not able to access it because that link points to the local development environment of the developer. But Visual Studio added a feature called Dev Tunnels, which turns this joke into somewhat of a reality, where you can take your local development environment running your website or your web service and generate a link that is then accessible to someone within your organization or even in the public. So let's see how we can do that. So I have opened here a sample application, which is a Uno platform WebAssembly app, which I would like to run locally and then test on my mobile device. This is, of course, just for demonstration purposes. It could be a ASP.NET Core application or Blazor application or whatever you prefer. So I've run it locally, and I have it open here on my localhost with the URL localhost 5001. But of course, if I open it on my phone, I get this because I cannot reach this page because localhost is not accessible to my phone. So what can I do now? What can I do to make it accessible? So in Visual Studio, I can go here into this little arrow next to the Run button, and there is Dev Tunnels, where I can click Create a Tunnel. Here I have to provide my account, then a friendly name for this Dev Tunnel, so I can call it Test Tunnel, for example. And then you have to set if the tunnel should be temporary or persistent, whereas in the persistent case, the URL that's generated will remain the same when you close and reopen Visual Studio, and the temporary one will be reset between launches of Visual Studio. And finally, you have the ability to set the access level. So it can be a private one where you have to log into your account to actually access the site. Or it can be organizational, so you have to log in with an organizational account within your organization, or it can be public. For simplicity purposes, I will keep it public now. So I will create the tunnel. So Dev Tunnel was successfully created as is selected as the currently active tunnel. So now the tunnel is active, which I can see here. It's checked in this list of tunnels. And if I now run the application again, it is starting the dev tunnel on this link. And instead of the original address, I'm getting this new longer address, which points to devtunnels.ms and some random number. So this is an actual URL that was generated for me that creates a tunnel to my local device. So people could use this URL to securely connect to my local development environment. So now, if I click continue, it should launch the application just as always and show the basic site. So here's the same app just via this URL, and I can use this same link on my other devices or send this link to any of my friends. So if I paste here and go to that URL, I can click continue. And now the same application is running on my mobile device. As you can see, it's the same app running on that URL that was generated by DevTunnels. And this is amazing because this allows you to easily test mobile-specific features directly on your mobile device, which is running that website. Of course, this is very useful as well when you want to share that link with a coworker to quickly see what you have done or quickly test some new feature, or you can even provide access to your local API with your local data to someone else to quickly test something or just speed up the developer loop this way. So DevTunnels are very useful, and there is more information about them here on the DevTunnels documentation site. I will post that link in the description of this video, but there is more explanation on how everything works, how that is secure, and how you can customize that to your specific needs. One important thing that you need to keep in mind is that there are rate limits currently, because this feature is in preview and it has limited availability. So there are usage limits, and you can see them here, where there is maximum of 5 gigabytes of bandwidth per user per month. There is maximum of 10 tunnels concurrently on for a user. There is 20 active connections limit, and so on. So there are additional limits that you have to keep in mind. These limits are reset monthly. So if you use up your bandwidth for the month, then you have to wait for the next month to get those limits reset. But if you just use it for casual testing of some specific features, then I think these limits should not limit you that much. So this is DevTunnels in Visual Studio. I think it's a very cool feature for local testing, for sharing your ideas with your friends or coworkers, but be sure to never use it for production scenarios, because whenever you close Visual Studio, the DevTunnel is no longer there, so nobody would be able to connect to it. And of course, the limits are there, so it's really not suited for production. I hope this was useful to you. If you want to get notified about my future videos, and I will be publishing many, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.